is all about the art and architecture in the city.
Yeah, and because we live in La Staria, which is a very cultural neighborhood in Santiago,
right?
He likes to kind of explain the history behind some of the buildings and the street artwork and in English. So you not only do you get this very cultural experience, you also get it in English, which is kind of a secondary benefit.
Okay. I also understand you have a social media presence, which is where I sort of learned about Australian English Institute first. Your school, like many other companies these days, has a social media presence, right? Can you tell me where people can find the Australian English Institute on the media? Like, do you have a Facebook page? Do you have a Twitter account? Do you have Instagram? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, we have a Facebook and Instagram account, which is Australian English Institute.
Right.
And we offer, that's essentially just a platform where people can learn different things about English. Could be related to essentially or just Australian English or just English in general, English grammar that kind of applies to all English-speaking countries. And it's a really good option for people who just want to pick up a new tip or expression on a daily basis. Every day we're sending new tips and maybe something related to grammar or maybe a video talking about common expressions. So if anyone's interested in that, it's a good option for them.
Right. So people can find you on Instagram. How many followers do you have so far? And when did you open your Instagram account?
Instagram, we started that, I believe, on the 20th of December last year.
Right.
And I think at the moment there's about 160 followers.
Uh-huh.
Which is not that many, but, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, Instagram is kind of a new thing for me, and I kind of get the impression that people with huge Instagram followers seem to be people showing their bodies or showing their muscles.
That's true. Well, there are all kinds of people on Instagram, but that fact aside, you do realize that a lot of people will follow your account but not like it or comment or anything like that. But it doesn't mean that they're not following it, or it doesn't mean they're not getting something from you. Yeah,
I mean, it's essentially just an account that offers English, almost like little mini lessons.
Right.
In a little image that explains or breaks down some grammatical rule or expression. And I mean, there's normally 2 posts per day, so we're quite active, and that's all it is. I mean, it's just there to help people learn a little bit on a daily basis. That's really what it's for.
I see what you mean. Actually, I'm loving them. If I had those little tips back in the day when I was a student, I would have been thrilled, and I would have been, just waiting for the next one every day.
I think we try to really focus on the typical kind of issues that English learners have in Chile, and those kind of roadblocks or barriers that when you're starting to learn you can't really understand or kind of get past. So I try to focus. They're the problems that I kind of faced when I was learning Spanish, and I think people face when they're learning English. They're kind of the same problems that I had.
Yeah, that's right. I really appreciate the fact that you're making this contribution to the English learning community in Chile. Like I said, you might take for granted the fact that many people might be reading that. It's just that they're not very active when it comes to commenting or, giving it a thumbs up. But people, I'm pretty sure they're grateful that, there is yet another platform out there that provides to their needs.
Well, I hope people enjoy it, and I hope it helps in some way or form that help people learn. And I mean, I really enjoy doing it, so.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I enjoy doing it, I will keep doing it.
Trust me, I'm pretty sure people are enjoying it, and they are, getting something from this, which is definitely a contribution in the way of learning the English language. I also I checked you out on Facebook, and I found a page there, and it seems basically you are spreading the same tips across the social media networks. Um, how successful is Facebook in, helping you get more students and stuff?
Well, because on Instagram, when you post something, you have the option of also sharing it on Facebook. So every post that we post on Instagram gets automatically posted on Facebook. And I mean, I don't know what kind of scope those posts have on Facebook. I think they can only be kind of viewed by people that are friends of the page.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if it's a page, if you post to the public rather than only friends, maybe you would have like a wider reach because your posts could be viewed by pretty much anyone who is on Facebook.
I don't know actually how to post to the general public because, I mean, is that when you post something on Facebook, I think it only goes to people that are friends of the account holder or the...
Right. Yeah, you're probably right. I haven't really looked into that. Anyway, I also saw like you have a Twitter account, but you've never tweeted a single thing there. Is there any reason for that? Do you think Twitter has no potential as a social?
I just spoke. I have spoken to some people who work in marketing and publicity, and I asked them what are the best ways to promote the company, and they said Facebook and Instagram. So that's basically what we're focusing on.
Right. That sounds pretty good. It looks like you're, you're making decisions and you're running them by people in the field. That's pretty smart of you.
Well, I mean, I'm not like, my background is not publicity or marketing, so
right.
I mean, I got to be guided a little bit just so we're on the right track.
That's what friends are for, right?
Well, I mean, I have to pay these people. They're not exactly, they don't do it for free, but
yeah, okay, that's pretty bad. I wish I could just get some free advice sometimes.
I mean, sometimes you get it, but I mean, for example, if you're starting a campaign that on a social media platform that you've never used before,
right?
I mean, to do it right, you should probably go through somebody that has experience.
Yeah. Well, with my thing, I've been pretty much posting on all three of them, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I didn't get any advice from anybody. I just figured that, if people are using those social media networks, then, it might be a good idea for me to put English Airwaves out there for them to, at least sort of recognize the name or something.
I think I went to somebody because I didn't actually know how to, because you've got to use Adobe Acrobat. You've got to use some programs that I'd never used before.
Right.
And I needed like some advice about how to post, and I had no idea, to be honest, and I just...
Okay. Well, you spent a lot of time traveling around South America, so yeah, social media wasn't really like a big thing for you, I guess.
Oh, I didn't even have an Instagram account before this one for the institute. So
yeah, you know what? We're kind of nearing the end of this interview, and just for listeners out there, I would love to hear more about your travels in Chile. Which places have you visited in Chile?
Not heaps, but obviously Concepción, Talcahuano, the south, Punta Arenas, Punta Varas, Bucón,
right.
Villarrica, those kind of places. San Pedro Atacama I have been to.
Right. So you've been both to the south and the north of Chile.
Yeah, a little bit of the south, and obviously a little bit of the north.
So what do you prefer?
The south. Yeah, I love the south.
Yeah. Why is that?
I just like. I don't like hot weather, so I feel like in the south, hot weather you get less of that.
Right.
I like the rain. I like rainy days, and I like rivers. I like green kind of habitats. So
yeah.
Mountainous landscapes.
Okay, Benjamin. Well, we've talked about you, your life in Australia, your years as a student, the reasons for coming to Chile, your company, the different services you guys offer. We have covered a wide range of topics today, and unfortunately that is all we have time for. So I hope you enjoyed this interview as much as I did. I just want to thank you very much for coming on the show and for the great contribution you're making in Chile to the English learning community.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure's been all mine. Bye-bye.
Bye.